Here now. Get a sip of water first. Everything has to be off. Okay. You serious? Shirley Lister, good evening to you and welcome to tonight's live broadcast. I see you were up first tonight. I gratefully appreciate you. I love you big time. My okay. Say good evening to you as well and welcome. Tracy Taylor, good evening to you and welcome to tonight's broadcast. Monica Thomas, it's always a pleasure to see you here, and it was indeed a pleasure to speak with you again. I think it was yesterday or the day before when we talked. You have such a lovely spirit. You are a woman who is in tune with God. Somebody's in the back talking, and I can hear it. Good evening. And again, you are truly a woman of God. You have a close connection with God. You are an anointed woman of God. I can feel your spirit through the phone, and I can listen to you talk all day. I love you big time. From my heart to yours, I really do. Miss Hot Pink, good evening. Love you as well. As always, I'm glad to see you all. We do have some of the equipment, the new equipment. It hasn't been hooked up yet. It's been a crazy 24 hours. I mean, if anything could go wrong for a black man in the last 24 hours, it happened to Eddiemaesboy, trust me. But nevertheless, to God be the glory. We are still here. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Look like Latrice. Good evening to you. Welcome. I'm doing fine this evening. I thank you for asking. There is Miss Santa Lewis. I know I messed it up, so just call me, cuss me. I don't care. Sandy Miller from South Carolina. It's always a pleasure to have you in the house. As you all can tell, my voice is already gone. It's already gone. I think I fussed entirely too much. Today, I watched the entire homegoing service for Congressman John Lewis. And I was corresponding with people, inboxing one another throughout the ceremony. We were discussing it. And, I'm, 55, somewhere along in there, 25, I don't know. But here's the thing. When the ceremony that was given to Congressman John Lewis, as they would say, it was fit for a king. They did. They did that. They spared no expense simply because he lived that. He lived that funeral. He did. When you interrupt regular shows throughout the day because of your death, when you have mainstream media talking about you from sun up to sundown and not one outlet said anything negative about you, that simply means that you have touched a lot of people's life, not just in the United States, but globally. You have changed so many people's lives. You've made things better for people. You've helped people during their hard times. You're probably the reason why some people didn't commit suicide and give up. And you don't know their name. You don't know their faces. And if he had lived 1,000 years, he would have never met him. He would have never met him. Never. Ann Green, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I sat, listened to all the speakers. The living presidents were there. Jimmy Carter said, we understand. And at certain parts of it, I couldn't help but cry. They were good tears. Sad because he's gone, but still, it was good tears. I'm like, wow, this is nothing but love. We get, I think George Bush was the first living president to speak. And then I think Clinton came behind him, I think. But it was well put together. They said so many kind words about him. They let us in on some of his private world, on how he would be behind the scenes. And at the end, they played his favorite song, Happy. We've shared that several times throughout the day. I remember seeing the audience doing this dance. And then I don't know where this was at. I'm thinking he must have been at his office, could have been at his house. I don't know. But someone was somewhat coaching him, and it was a female, and he was dancing to Happy. And at one time she told him, she said, now start singing. And then she said, get loose. And then she said something like, I think she said, now break it down. I don't know if he ever broke it down. I didn't see it. Maybe he broke it down the only way he breaks it down, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And I did hear him say it when he was dancing. He said, this is my song here. And it is. It's his song. It's his song. Congressman John Lewis was a man that everybody loved, respected his opinion, would listen to, would go to for advice. President Barack Obama told him that I'm sitting in the White House because of you. He first told him I'm in the Senate because of you. I'm in the White House because of you. Don't you know that's a wonderful thing to say about somebody? Not to mention that Congressman John Lewis had been beaten throughout his life. On the bridge is where I think they cracked his skull. That's where he thought he would die. Because state troopers met them there. They was peaceful, but they were met with force, and they were beating them. State troopers. And it's ironic. Just the other day, the state troopers were once again at that same bridge to meet Congressman John Lewis. Only this time, they didn't use any sticks or batons. They used their hands to raise it up and salute his casket as it went by over the bridge. That's what they did this time. He earned that. Respect is never given. Respect is always earned. Leslie Harris, good evening to you. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Ann Green, good evening to you as well. And I can hear people saying, John Lewis, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. And you can see them feminine. Some was crying. They didn't care about social distancing. They wanted to see this. They wanted to see this. They wanted to snap pictures. And it was a wonderful thing. But Jennifer Holiday, at the end, she had Eddiemaesboy in tears because she did her thing. She did. The living presidents in subliminal messages sent a strong message to the White House. Without ever calling anybody's name, they sent a strong message to the White House. The Bible tells us that one day we got to leave here, but we don't know when. We don't know how, we don't know where. But old folks used to say, don't let him catch you with your work undone. Because when he come for you, there's no getting ready. Prepared or unprepared. Soon, all of us, we got to leave here. We got to go. We have to. And history will say something about all of us. But most of what history will say about us depends upon what we do today. And I don't mind anybody, I say this all the time, I don't mind anybody telling my story. I don't mind you telling my story. Just make sure you tell my story, not your version of my story. Don't paint me out to be something that I wasn't. I wasn't perfect. I didn't always do right, but I didn't always do wrong either. But it's been my prayer for a while now, before I close my eyes down here, never to open them again, that I be instrumental in doing something positive in the world. Not just in the United States, in the whole world. Something positive. That's my prayer. Sometimes I know I can get angry, I can go off. That's just life. But for the most part, I love people. I love helping people. I'll do this until the day I die. Because it's what I like doing. It's just in me. You know, if I tried to stop doing it, it wouldn't work. When I'm out and I can't do it, I can't speak with people about the legal issues, I think that keeps me sad. I'm not saying I'm an angel, but to some, I'm their voice and I'm their lifeline. I speak to people that they can't talk to help settle their differences. And all of us should be doing something similar to that, helping somebody along the way without saying, I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I know the Lord gonna bless me. If you're able to do something, then you've already been blessed. Don't attach an invisible string to it to try to get into God's ear. If you were able to feed somebody, you've been blessed. And as Patti LaBelle says, when you've been blessed, you pass it on. Don't look for a reason to help somebody. Don't look for a reason, because if you look, you may never find it. You may never find it, because before you find a reason to do it, I promise you, you'll find a whole lot of reasons why you shouldn't do it. And be careful how you criticize certain people, because if you're not careful, you might be exposing who you really are. Sometimes your opinion about someone says more about you than it does about them. And it's nothing nice. It's nothing nice. Some of us won't get an opportunity to get it together. We won't. Die in our sleep, car accident, get shot, we just die. It's coming. Show us you came. You must go. You must go. When I first heard Governor Edwin Edwards, Louisiana, said these words many, many years ago before he went to federal prison. And I was reading an article in the Shreveport Times, and they were talking to him about life and what he was going to miss since he was going to federal prison. He said something, and when I read it again and again because I'm like, that don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. And I didn't understand it. I thought that don't make no sense. But somewhere throughout the day, oh, yes, it do. It hit me what he meant when he said it. Then Governor Edwin Edwards said that he was going to miss his family, his grandkids. Now this well, I got confused there, but I later got it. To God be the glory. Governor Edwards said, I just want to be living before I die. Well, me, you living now before you die. But it finally hit me. No, some of us, we're just floating through life, kind of like Harry Hippie. We're just getting along. We're surviving. We're surviving. But we're not living. And just like the governor, I want to be living before I die. I want to be enjoying life, enjoying people, enjoying me. That's what I want to do. If I can make a difference, I will make that difference without no strings attached. But some of us, and we're going to get to Donald Duck. I know y'all waiting. We're going to get to that. But some of us are so messed up. Some of us are so miserable. And incidentally, the phone lines are open. If you want to call and join in, anything else you want to talk about tonight, the phone lines are up. The number's 1-800-231-1811. Hit extension 2 to go live. 1-800-321-1811, extension 2 to go live. But some of us have become persons of self-made misery. You make your own self miserable. You sabotage your own happiness. And if you look over in my yard and things are going well, or you think they're going well, then you want to throw some shenanigans my way just because you're miserable. You want everybody else to be miserable. And you're not happy unless you're talking about somebody. You're putting somebody down. You're complaining about something. You don't like this, you don't like that. Some folks can even have more than you and still be jealous of you. When people get killed, die, come up missing, oftentimes, here's what the family is going to say. They didn't have no enemies. Oh, no, he have no enemies. That's a lie. Everybody on planet Earth has an enemy, whether you know them or not. Everybody has an enemy. Everybody. Everybody. There's always somebody looking at you. He thinks he's something. She thinks she's something. You get on Facebook. I'm so tired of all these bitches hating on me. Latasha, ain't nobody hating on you because you don't have shit. You want folks to think you're that popular, that you're that hot, that they're hating on you, and they're not. You're sad. Some people crave attention by any means necessary. They crave attention. Good attention, bad attention. They crave it. Not hating on you. You've nothing to hate on. Come on, check yourself. With the hatred, the hatred that is going on right now in the world. I told my sister Yvette today, I said, I never thought that I would live to see such a time as this, where racism and hatred and division is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. People are hating people without reason. He black, he white, he straight, she gay, bisexual, heterosexual, Republican, Democrat. And none of those are reasons to hate. You're making your own self miserable. When you let somebody run through your mind all day and all night long, disturbing any happiness that may come your way, you let that person live inside of you. You got the problem. They might not be thinking about you. And you hate them so much that you can't function daily because of the thoughts you have of this individual. You're jealous of this one. You're jealous of that one. If you see this one getting a little attention, which is a tad more than you, you're going to call and try to put some salt in the game. I wouldn't do that if I was you. He did that. He said this. She said that. Tell me what the hell you said. Because you had to sit and listen. And don't nobody keep talking if somebody ain't saying, because you know I know. Tell me what you said. The Bible says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Tell it all. Tell it all. Who was that? Was that Ursula Confessions? He said, if I'm going to tell it, then I got to tell it all. And that's what we do. Tell it all. Don't make yourself out to be something that you're not. People don't lie on me. People done talked about me. And I know that's true. But I told you about a week ago, if you're going to tell the whole story, this is what you would end with saying. And I done lied on people too. And I done talked about people too. I done done it. I done done it. We're on life support. I thought about this today while watching the ceremony. How many of us, we're not living. We're just existing just to be existing. We're existing without a purpose in life. I see Spitting Fire is on the feed. Good evening, Spitting Fire. I love you big time. Listen, I'm going to talk about her for a minute. The other day, she released a video. And I listened to it, like others. But this was a video where I had to rewind. And after it was over, I had to play it again. It was a serious issue. And it's something that my mother used to say, and I think she said her mother said it too. The same thing that makes you laugh will make you cry. Some people just don't want others to be happy in life. And most of the people that's jealous of you or have it out for you don't even know you. So, some people want you to hate Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike because they hate Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Well, wait a minute. It might be a reason why they did your ass wrong. Because I've been knowing them for a while. I don't get none of that energy. Is it something you want to tell or you don't want to tell that we should know? But some of us are so immature, we take that bait. And we hate that person too. We hate for no reason. No reason. In Spitting Fire, she talked about how we can put people down and lie on people and scandalize their name just because we can do it. People don't need a reason to lie on you. They just do it. Some people are messy like that. And most people will believe a lie before they believe the truth. It's just that simple. Who you are when you're by yourself, that's the real you. When nobody's around, when the husband's gone, when the wife's gone, the children are gone, the people are gone. When you in that room by yourself, that's when the real you comes out. I dare not try to make anybody's life miserable because my life is miserable. That says a lot about me. That says a lot about me. We are dying back to back. If it's not the coronavirus that's chasing us, we have lies that's chasing us. We have bullets that's chasing us. And a lot of times we get hit, but we're not the intended target. But we get hit. We're interrupting people's families because of bullets. And when we say it's a retaliation, well, if you look up the word retaliation, it never ends. It never ends. It's a cycle of ignorance, a cycle of criminal activity. This country right now is so divided. Some of you have been brainwashed, bamboozled, hoodwinked. We're at one another's throat. And we don't know why. But we're at one another's throat. I had a lady get upset with me. Ugly. She inboxed a message to me. I said, and I stand by, and you've heard me say this, any parent in the United States that has half of a thought of sending their children back to school and the coronavirus pandemic has not left the building has to be out of their righteous mind. The coronavirus is new. Scientists don't fully understand it. Doctors don't. Experts don't. Every other week, well, here's another symptom we didn't know about, but this you can add this to the list. And with that being said, no school in the United States can assure you, or in the country, or in the world, can assure you that your child will not get the coronavirus. They can't. You can tell me about your safety measures. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, yeah, that's all wonderful. But what I'm asking you about, not your safety measures, I want you to promise me that my child will not be infected with the coronavirus if I let them come back to school. Well, now you see, okay, stop right there. We're done. We're done. So she was upset. I don't know why you would tell people not to send their children back to school and say, my child needs to get an education. And the way she wrote, and the way she sent that message in my inbox, I said, you know what? Your child do need to go because you dumb as a box of damn rocks. And she wrote in all caps. That's what children do. No period, no comma. Some of us have to go to work. We don't have the luxury of just staying at home all day doing nothing like you. Who in the hell said I'm in a lap of luxury? Nobody. I know damn well I didn't say it because I'm not. I got to go to work. I can't homeschool my children. And some of you, I know you can't homeschool your children. And to God be the glory for that. Because some of y'all dumb as a box of damn rocks. But don't come up with ill excuses. I have to go to work. Get a tutor. They're online classes. It can be done. But don't get upset with me, in my opinion. It's just the way I see it. You have to be, I'm going to go further tonight and really make you pissed off. You have to be a fool with a serious problem to even be thinking about sending your child back to school. We can't get adults to practice social distancing. It's as simple as that. But I don't expect anything else from educators. I don't. Trump putting the economy over lives. Educators are putting their paychecks over lives. School buildings will soon, I'll be dead. School buildings will soon be obsolete anyway. It's just like the radio stations. A lot of them are done with. They don't do them anymore. Everything is technology. We can do it anywhere now. We don't need that. It's going to be online. Everything. It's going to be online. So don't come up with an excuse to send your child back because you're sending them out on a suicide mission. I have to go to work. You knew you had to go to work before you got pregnant. You knew that. There is a way for your child to continue to be educated without going inside of a school building. Now, when they call you, man, John, how you doing, John? This is Principal Williams. Yeah, listen, I don't want you to worry, but Quanita won't be coming home. There was a kid in the classroom that tested positive for the coronavirus. No, don't cry. Listen, ain't nothing that she gonna be. Listen, she in the hospital. She in ICU. You can't see her, so don't even come up there. But she'll probably make it. But if not, make sure you got some insurance. That's how it's gonna go. Comical, but it's true. You'll never see your child again. Mrs. Scott, you said this 100 times. I want to continue to say it. Because some folks have to hear it over and over again before they go, duh, he right. It's not the government responsibility to guide, love, and protect your children. I don't give a damn what the government said. I don't give a damn if every school building in the United States is going to open up during the midst of the pandemic. But if I had children that was in school, it's not a conversation. I'm not even going to get upset. I'm not going to get a migraine about this here because I know what I'm going to do with mine. They will be at home. That's simple. That's simple. So stop inboxing me with that immaturity, super stupid, dumb shit. You just want to get rid of your damn kids. That's what some of y'all want to do, get rid of them. Yeah, they're going to be wearing masks and we separated the chairs and everything and stuff. So listen, we have done all of this here. And whenever class is over, we're going to disinfect the building and all that. What about surfaces? Now you're going to disinfect it. But my child touched it before you disinfected. And Stephanie had the virus. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Good evening, caller. You live on. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. What's your name and what state are you calling?
Hi, Mr. Scott. This is Monica Thomas. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Hi, Miss Thomas.
And I got to get into this tonight about this school situation.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Scott, you mean to tell me that job is more important than your child's life?
That's it. That's it.
And then you're going to send your child back to school? They're saying a mother, they're just saying a mother don't care about their child. And that school ain't gonna give you no guarantee that your child gonna make it back home.
Come on with it. Come on.
Mine ain't going. I don't care what they say. Cause this stuff is real. Y'all can play. Y'all can with this stuff if you wanna and don't believe it, but wait till it knock at your door.
Exactly. And you know, I just can't figure it out as to why a parent would just even think again about sending their child back, and the virus hasn't left, and it is on the rise, and it is moving faster now than when it first started. And so you cannot protect my child from receiving getting the coronavirus. So
that's right. Okay.
I mean, you know, it's the powers that be. They would come before the mics and they would say anything and everything to bamboozle you and get you to believe that everything is fine. And it's not fine. If coronavirus is still on this land, everything is not fine. They said just the other day, you can get ready. This could go on for about 5 years. Nothing is normal anymore. We can close down bars. We can close down restaurants. We can tighten up on more restrictions. But you're going to tell me in the midst of all that right there, it is safe to open up the doors of the schoolhouse? The devil is a lie. Am I right, Miss Thomas?
That's right. You're right, Mr. Scott. They can't guarantee your child gonna make it back home. And them children is not gonna stay from one another. A child gonna go with another child back.
Come on. That's it.
Yes, you're right.
Come on with it.
And then they talking about on the bus that they're gonna send one child to another, one to a seat. How that gonna be like that?
It won't work.
A child gonna play with another child. So y'all can believe that bull mess that them schools telling y'all. Y'all can believe it. But the child, you're gonna be burying your child.
That's it. That is it, Miss Thomas. Several states, cities are still ordering extra body bags. You got more refrigerated trucks coming in to hold bodies. Hospitals are saying we're running out of staff and we're running out of time. So it's a no-brainer as to whether or not you should send your child back to school. Now, you may not like this, but if it happens, your child receive it, the virus, get sick, hopefully they survive. But if they don't, well, guess what? You brought them in the world, you have took them out. You are to protect your children like the Secret Service protects the children of the president of the United States. It's as simple as that. You don't let no harm come to your kids. You don't.
That's right. You
go ahead, Miss Thomas.
You playing Russian roulette with your child life. If you send them back to school, you killing your own child. They not gonna tell me what I'm gonna do. I had my son, and I'm his God to say what he's gonna do.
Exactly.
So that school do not care about your children, and the president don't care about us, and them cops don't care about us. So bring the cops, anybody you want to come to my house. He's not going.
Miss Thomas, it is always a pleasure to speak with you. You always take me to church.
Okay.
Was that yesterday we spoke?
Yeah, that was yesterday we spoke.
Yes.
And I want you to call me because I want to tell you something.
Yes, ma'am. I
You
will.
heard what I-
Yeah, I will give you a call, Miss Thomas. I promise.
All right.
All right. I love you big
Love
time.
y'all.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and tell Cynthia I say hi to your kids.
Cynthia, Miss Thomas says hello. She says hello.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
You too. We love you.
Okay. And, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear what Barack Obama said about Robert? The day he did a good elegy.
Yes. Yes.
He did a good one, and they trying to on the news tonight. He sure did.
He did.
He did a good one.
His eulogy was excellent, and it was without stain. And I'm getting ready to go into that now. But yeah, he was excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, Miss Thomas.
Okay. Have a blessed. Okay.
You too. Bye bye. Okay. For the sake of time, she was talking about what some of the media are saying about President Obama. There's nothing negative you can say unless you just want to say something negative. Now, look, I'm sure the family of Congressman Lewis didn't want Donald up there. Probably wasn't going to send. Now, with that being said, when you sit in the White House, when you sit in that seat in the Oval Office, that's not your seat. That's the people's seat. Where your head meets pillow, it's not your house. That's the people's house. Anyone that steps in there in the Oval Office represents the people of the United States of America. It does not say you represent whites only, blacks only, Jews, Democrats. It said people. 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 It's the people. You have to make yourself approachable. If you have an issue with someone and they have passed, I think now would be the perfect time to put that on the back burner. Don't tell me how you really feel about it. Not now. Not now. The family is still in mourning. I don't want to hear that from you right now. I say it all the time. You can think anything you want to think in this world. It's just not always good to say what you're thinking. It's just as simple as that. Someone said hello to J-Rock. J-Rock, you know, snuck in. Now, when he says, I'm not going. When I saw President Clinton, President George Bush, and my favorite, President Barack Hussein Obama, at the Congressman's homegoing ceremony, that says a lot. Now, they're not really obligated to come because they're past presidents. But they can. But all of them had a genuine concern for Congressman Lewis. I think it is pathetic, immature, diabolical for Donald Trump not to make an attempt to go to the front. That says a lot about him. And it's nothing good. while he's sitting here shaking and faking, interviewing the family of the girl, I forget her name, that was later found dead, interviewing her family. You have to watch the way he do things. Someone said, well, maybe he didn't really think about it being his funeral today and invited them. No, that's a lie. Do you remember the Tulsa, Oklahoma event that he was going to? No, that was just by sheer accident that we scheduled on that day. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I've never hated a person so much in my entire life. I can't stand to hear him speak. Him, George Zimmerman, Brittany Bowens. If I could, I would execute all of them in the combo package together, and I would pay to have it live streamed so you can watch it. But it would be an extremely painful death for each one. Extremely painful. Now, and this is to Donald Trump, if you don't know yet, your role as acting president, because you're not the president, you're acting president until Joe Biden gets there. If you don't know what your position calls for, I suggest you go and read the How to Be a President manual that President Barack Obama left on the desk in the Oval Office, and it'll tell you your role. It'll tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. It'll tell you what you can say and you shouldn't say. It'll tell you that. I promise. I'm allowed to. It will. Because it's obvious his advisors are either they're advising him wrong, and I doubt it. He's just not taking heed to what they're saying. These are nothing but crisis managers. And if I'm one, and you're not listening to me, well, you're making me look bad. So I got to ABC my way out of this here. Because my name is good. I can't allow my name to continue to be associated with this when you're making it difficult every day to defend you. I don't know how many more lives I got left in me because you keep doing dumb shit after dumb shit after dumb shit. You keep lying after lying after lying, and then you lie about not lying. And they done told you to shut your mouth about the drug that don't work. Oh, it's working. Yeah, he saved many lives and stuff, you know. Oh, yeah. So someone said, well, he's been misinformed. No, he's not being misinformed. He's lying. If you're going to tell it right. He's lying. He's lying to the people. That's what he's doing. And to come out today, he wanted some attention today. Talking to my sister Yvette, she schooled me on that. With the family of the girl that came up missing again, I forget her name, but you all know what I'm talking about. He met with them. We're going to do it live. Okay. Then he comes back. That ain't working. What can I do next? Oh, wait a minute. I think it is absolutely, positively, unquestionable, necessary that I go ahead and prepare to postpone the election in 2020, and it could take 5 years or longer to get positive results. That's a lying SOB, a lying son of a bitch. Good evening, caller. Hold on for just a second, please. That's a lying son of a bitch. The president, acting president of the United States, does not have the authority to postpone an election. He's losing. He knows this. He will do anything to try and win this election. He's a mess maker, mess starter. He's losing. But we knew he would do this. And it could take years. So when you say years, where will you be? Oh, I have to continue to be the president until they get somebody. No, bitch, you coming up out of there. You coming up out of there. That's not your call. This decision lands in Congress. And both sides, Democrats and Republicans, have to agree to postpone the election. What's the odds of that happening? 0. Good evening, caller. Thank you for holding. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
My name is Louise, and I'm calling from Durham, North Carolina.
Hey, Louise, from North Carolina.
I'm one of your favorite people, and tell right here I said hello.
I will.
And I just want you to touch on something for me tonight while you're talking. I always enjoy your show, but what do we do about not sending kids to school with parents that don't have no education and can't help their kids at home? I mean, like, that's really a concern of mine. So my daughter is a teacher. So she can help my grandkids because she's working from home. But my concern is that the parents that don't have a resource to help their kids. Okay, so they gave out computers. But if I don't know how to plug it up and use it, what kind of help do we have for the kids that's not going to be able to get the resources from home? I understand because I have 4 grandkids and I don't want my grandkids to go to school. But I'm one of the grandmothers that my grandkids don't have to go to school. Well, what about the ones that may not have a choice?
Louise, you have it's a great question. I mean, great. Here's the thing. You're absolutely right. Now, if the parent cannot teach the child, there's several options. You try to find a tutor. You could find a family member that can step in while you're at work and help out. There are so many online classes now. You can do that. There are many ways that it can be done. But no, if you're not at a place to where you can sit there with your child and then still go to work and make a living, it's impossible for you to homeschool. So that's where you tutors come in at, or somebody in the neighborhood, or a family member that can probably step in just for a little while to help the child continue his or her learning. And I know it's very difficult, especially if you are a single parent, okay? And you say, well, I don't want them to go back to school, but I can't teach them. I'm smart enough to teach them, but my job won't allow me to stay home to do this. If I do this, then we're probably going to wind up homeless. But if you would get online and start doing some research about other options, I'm sure we can find some. And everybody's situation is different. So what one thing works for a family, it may not necessarily work for another family.
Well, I'm from North Carolina, and I do know, and I work, but I'm a grandma, so I don't have no young kids. But I know a lot of young women that can't even read. So that's a good scenario that you're talking about. If we can get the people in the project to somebody that does have a little education that can help the moms that can't do it. That's my concern. I told my daughter, my heart goes out to the ones that's not going to be able to help their kids. So at the end of the day, some of them are going to want to send the kids to school just to get rid of them. And then it's some that just really cannot help them. And that's a great concern to me because I'm an African-American woman, and I don't want no kids to be left behind. But I know a lot of women that I work with that live in the projects that don't even care if their kids learn or not. But they're going to send them to school just to get rid of them. And I understand that COVID is out here, but we have to have a resource to help the kids that the parents don't want them to go to school, but we can't help them in the home.
This, that is something that I think all of us need to start looking into, because there are a lot of parents that, can't read, can't write, are just not as smart as, they should be. I don't mean any disrespect on that, but the education, I agree, it must continue, but I don't think the education needs to continue at the risk of my child dying.
Right. I understand.
But again, and I'm agreeing with you now, somebody in the neighborhood, a family member, somebody we can call and say, blase, blase, or tutor that's not charging too much or as much, online learning as we can do. But I know if they're young kids, online learning is probably going to be extremely difficult to do if there's no parent or adult in the house.
Right.
So rather than keep saying, let's send them back to school and you're closing everything else down, let's find other resources that we can offer the parent other than sending their children back to school. And I also think school officials should play a major role in trying to search for resources other than going to the school.
Yes. I do too. But I'm just concerned about the kids that I know that's gonna go out here and stand on these bus stops, and it's a sad situation right now. We really, I mean, like, our sisters and brothers, we do need to come together. And I hope if anybody in North Carolina and you know that these kids don't have a resource, open up the recreation centers. I mean, they feed them, but and hell, they getting food stamps and all of this and all of that. But it's gonna be some kids that's really gonna suffer for their education, and this that saddens me because it's not gonna be. The teacher is not just gonna come to my home and focus on my child because she already know my living situation from last year or the last school year. You understand? So those are the kids that they really not going to focus on because they already know their situation.
And you know what? That's powerful. That's true. But powerful or not, that's very sad because that's just the way it is. And nothing has changed in many years and stuff. So that's when we, especially as Blacks, have to get together and say, okay, no, you're not going to send them. Such and such is at home from 8 until 1 when they go to work, blase, and we'll do that. Someone else just said something. I want to answer a question, Miss Louise. Tina Holland, I think is her name, is a great comment. She said, everybody does not have internet. And you're absolutely positively right. But I don't know if this program is still going. Something I was talking about 3 weeks ago, where if you receive, I think, government assistance, maybe food stamps or something, that you can get internet now for, I think it was $10 a month, or was it free or something to that extent, So, but that's good because you can have a laptop or a tablet, but if you don't have internet service, well, it's just like giving away a Tic Tac. Nothing's going to happen, But I do know you can also do a pay as you go thing, like your cell phones and stuff like that to get Wi-Fi. But that's a good point, Tina. I totally agree with you on that. And goes back to what Miss Alicia said, is that even if there's a computer or tablet in the home, and the child is not really computer literate, and the parent is the same as the child, don't know about technology, so that again, that's like having nothing in the house. So I don't think we should wait on the government to fix this or school officials. I think this is a topic that we need to have often, and we need to start getting groups together and say, okay, well, this is what we'll do, this is what we'll do, and we'll make sure the learning continues.
Yes. But my prayers just go out to all the mothers that's not going to be able to handle education with their kids, and I don't want nobody's kid to go to school. I'm with you. I really don't. But if there's any donations in Durham, North Carolina, I want you to send out to the world. If I can buy a workbook or anything for kids, I'm down. If they can just, ABCs or whatever, I'm down because this is terrible.
It is.
That it's just going to be, we're going to have some lost kids. And my heart just goes out to a lot of parents that's not going to be able to help their kids.
Exactly. And that's something to be concerned about and stuff. But it's
But I love you, Mr. Scott. I love listening to you and just get out the word for parents that's not educated, like you said. Look out to family members that possibly can help, and let's school our kids and make them read daily.
And
that's what I tell my girl.
Right, and if it's something that you put together or you think about putting together for the situation, please call me and see if I can help play a role in it, because we all need to come together now, if only for the sake of our kids' education.
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay, Miss Louise.
That you can do to put out the word, because I know it's a lot of people that listen to you, and if you could put out that, we can go to Walmart or wherever to get books, I'm down with it too.
Exactly, I like that.
Yeah, but thank you, Mr. Scott. Love you.
Miss Lewis, I love you big time. Thank you for your genuine support of this show. Love you big time.
All right, good night.
Good night. Okay, with that being said, Mr. Scott is out of time. I started late. I deeply apologize. It's been a hell of a day. I'm not always right. You're not always wrong. Until the day I die, I'm always going to be teachable. But the things that Miss Louise just said that we should start looking at, I totally, absolutely, positively, unquestionable agree with that, because there are some parents, that may not be up to par. So it's not enough to say you care, but don't care enough to get involved. And saying that it's wrong or it's sad through social media will not help the issue. You have to get up, get out, and make some things happen. You're meeting up in groups any damn way to go to coronavirus parties, and know you're going to die soon. So meet up somewhere and say, well, look, I'm going to get these kids over here, blase, blase, and they come over here, sit, and that's how we're going to do this here. They would not miss a beat. The government could care less about our children. So it is up to us to help our very own. It's just as simple as that. As always, I love you all big time. Hopefully, when we come back, everything will be set up like it needs to be set up. I didn't get a chance to call Spitting Fire today to ask how to do blase, blase, but we do have some of what we need. Remember, coronavirus is still here. It is spreading. Most of the infections now, I know, especially in the state of Louisiana, comes through community spread. It's as simple as that. Remember this, they will downplay the infections. They would downplay the deaths in hopes of saving the economy and open things back up. So whatever number that they put out, I promise you, it's probably 10 times worse. It's your responsibility to take care of your children, not the government. It's your responsibility. There are other ways you can address this. If you don't know for sure, get on the internet and search. Call somebody. Again, I think this might be something that school officials need to have a meeting with the public through social media. And since you all are educators, then I think you all need to try to come up with other ways to teach our children, rather than putting them back into a classroom that could be full of coronavirus, and you can't guarantee my child will not be infected by it. And if they do guarantee it, it's just as simple as that. Tomorrow, Block Talk Radio, 1 o'clock. I'm gonna put the link up tonight. I forgot to do it. You all join me there. Spin 5, love you big time. It's Hot Pink and all the rest of you. As always, I thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. J-Rock must have left. I don't see him in the building anymore. And if you have any suggestions on what we can do to teach the children, black, white, whatever, give me a call and we'll see if we can't play a part in helping you do this as well. Donald Trump does not have the authority to postpone an election. That's how dumb he is. That's how dumb he is. He's dumb as a box of rocks. Every time someone gets infected that's around him, no, they wasn't close to him. No, they wasn't. God damn, they just walked out of the meeting together with Fat Bar. And you said he hadn't been around the president in months. This the same lie they said last month. And I'm like, so where do these people work for Trump that works in the White House? Are they at home working? Because every time they get it, no, we didn't see the president in a long time. But they just walked out the damn building together. You think we didn't see that? Stop letting them piss on your back and tell you it's raining.